If you've got a solar setup, an RV, or really any kind of DIY battery project, you've probably got one of these, a DC circuit breaker. It's supposed to be your safety net, but what if the single most dangerous part of your whole setup was this? Let's get into why this little safety device might actually be a massive hidden danger.
No, seriously, think about that for a second, because the answer could very well be yes. A lot of cheap, uncertified DC breakers you see online aren't just a bit unreliable, they are active fire hazards. And this isn't some rare freak accident. It's way more common than you'd think.
And this right here, this is the core of the problem. On the label, it promises to be your hero, a breaker that's going to trip at 30 amps and protect all your gear. But the reality? Under a real DC load, it can't even handle 20 amps. It doesn't trip, it just melts.
So we're not just talking about a part that doesn't work. We're talking about a lie on a label that turns into a real, physical, and very dangerous meltdown right inside your project.
And now, that's not being dramatic. When that plastic casing melts, it can straight up catch fire. The components inside can create this super hot, non-stop electrical arc, which leads to thermal runaway that can easily spread to wires, wood, you name it.
Look, here's the bottom line. A breaker has one job, right? To cut the power when things go wrong. If it just melts instead, it's doing literally nothing. Zero protection. Your equipment, your wiring, and your property are all completely exposed.
Okay, so you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal for DC stuff specifically? It's not just about some factory cutting corners, it actually comes down to pure physics. Let's get into the science of it. Meet the main villain of our story, the DC arc. The best way to think of it is like a stubborn, continuous bolt of lightning that gets trapped inside the breaker. Because DC current is a one-way street, that arc doesn't want to go out. It just sits there, getting hotter and hotter.
And this slide shows you exactly why that matters. With AC, the current in your house walls, the flow flips back and forth dozens of times a second, passing through zero. Every time it hits zero, it's a chance for that nasty arc to just poof, extinguish itself. But DC? It has no brakes. It's a relentless, constant flow of energy, which means you get relentless, constant heat. That's why just slapping an AC breaker into a DC system is a recipe for disaster.
So at the end of the day, the real enemy here is heat. And you might remember this formula from science class. P equals I squared R. The power, or in our case heat, is the current squared times the resistance. The part you really need to pay attention to is that little squared on the I, because that's where things get really dangerous really fast. The danger isn't a straight line, it's exponential. So, let's just imagine for a second you double the current going through that breaker. Maybe you turn on another appliance or something.
Well, thanks to that squared business, you don't just get double the heat. Nope, you get 4 times the heat. A small overload creates this huge, out-of-control spike in temperature. And those cheap breakers, they just can't take it. They literally melt.
Okay, so that's the scary part. We get the problem, we get the science. The big question is, what can you do about it? How do you protect yourself? Well, this next part is your game plan. It all comes down to these 4 simple but absolutely critical steps. Think of this as your safety checklist for any breaker you ever install. Let's dig into a couple of the most important ones. First up, and this one is completely non-negotiable, the breaker itself has to say, right on it, that it is rated for DC voltage and current. Don't guess, don't assume, look for it printed right there. And if you see a certification mark like UL or IEC, that's even better. It means an independent lab has actually tested it to make sure it does what it says it does. All right, this next one is a pro tip that a lot of folks overlook. It's called derating, but you can just think of it as the 80% rule. For any load that's going to be running for a long time, continuously, you should only load your breaker up to 80% of its maximum rating. So a 100 amp breaker should only handle a continuous load of 80 amps. This builds in a crucial safety margin to handle all that heat that builds up over time. And last but not least, please don't forget the basics. A loose screw or a poorly crimped wire, that creates resistance. And as we just learned from that formula, resistance creates heat. A single loose connection can become a dangerous hotspot that causes the breaker to fail, even when the current is technically in a safe range. So, to put it all together, here are the big mistakes to avoid at all costs. Never, ever use an AC breaker on a DC system. Don't trust a cheap, no-name breaker just because the label looks right. Always apply that 80% rule for things that are always running.
Remember that a hot enclosure or garage makes everything worse. And always, always double-check that your connections are rock solid.
So I want to leave you with this question. After everything we've covered, it's time to go take a look at your own setup. A system is only as strong as its weakest link, and you absolutely cannot afford for that link to be the very safety device that's supposed to protect it.